Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another first impressions video. Lovely. That's right, friends. I am back with another first impressions video. This time on the house of Rubini. So, this is all they have. 4 fragrances. I also have their latest release, which is called Eau de Nature or Eau de Nature. I can't remember, it's one of them. The samples I purchased from Saint-Celier, from the lovely Brooke. And she very kindly decanted me some Eau de Nature. I think it's Eau de Nature. Eau de Nature. Something like that. I am going to be sniffing these blind today. I'm not going to look up the notes. So we're going in blind, my friends. We are going in blind. How cool. I'm looking forward to it. Something a little bit different today. You know? So we have here Eau de Nature, or Eau de Natura, something. I've said it 5 different ways in the 5 times I've said it. We have Tambour Sacre, we have Fundamental, and we have Nuvolari. I think Nuvolari's got a little bit of hype, maybe. But anyway, let's get started, shall we? The first fragrance is Eau de Nature, and what I've gleaned from this, from what people have mentioned, is that it is green. So I'm expecting something green. There we go. Let's see. I'm getting something green. Green, a little bit hay. A little bit indolic, something a little bit maybe white floral in there. Creamy. I was going to say neroli, but it's not fresh enough to be neroli. Something floral and creamy. Narcissus. Something like that. Quite hayish, quite green, something like grass, meadow type thing, but creamy at the same time. I've smelled something like this before. What is it? So I'm breaking out in a sweat. Just had a really hot cup of tea, and it's actually quite warm today. And I've just turned off the air. I've just turned off the fan. I've just turned off the fan because obviously it makes like noise and stuff, and it may vex, it may grate. Something a little bit sweet about this as well. Green, yes. Grassy, yes. Tea. Fresh, but like not like fresh as in like green fresh, not like ozonic fresh or mineral fresh, you know. It's like kind of like an indistinct melange of like green floor tea. Is it Narcissus? It's not galbanum, it's not striking enough. You know when you smell galbanum, you know. You know. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I need to hydrate. This is nice. It's not something I would wear. It's a little bit milky. Chamomile. Chamomile, maybe that's where I'm getting the tea vibe from. narcissus, green. It's a little bit plain. Maybe some hay. Soft, spongy grass, you know, like a chamomile lawn. It's nice. It's very nice. But it's not something I would wear. There we go. Oh, brilliant. Absolute genius. Well done, Richard. Okay. Next up, we will go with Rubini's Tambo Sacra. Tambo Sacra. I have no idea what this is. I don't know when it was released. I don't know what it's going to smell like. I don't know who made it. I might look them up afterwards. That might not be a bad idea. God, it's so stiflingly hot in here. It's horrible. It's a little bit muggy, you know. Anyway, let's see what we have. Oh, this is very different. Spicy, zingy, tangy. White floral again. Slightly metallic, kind of peppery, metallic kind of thing. You can get like metallic off pepper sometimes. It's not black pepper, it's not sneezy pepper. Cardamom, definitely. Something a little bit fruity as well. Tonka, coumarin type thing. Spicy, tangy, peppery kind of vibe, brown seed kind of thing, bean seed. And a white floral, but I think it's tuberose. So I'm just wafting myself. I don't like this. The tuberose is massive. It's a massive tuberose fragrance. Peppery, spicy. Cardamom, definitely, because I recognise cardamom. Maybe cinnamon. I don't like this. It's got that foul kind of... It's not foul, it's just very prominent, dry, salty tuberose thing. That is in, I think it's in Nuit de Bakelite as well. It's a similar kind of concoction. I like Nuit de Bakelite. I can tolerate it. Like I can tolerate this. But I wouldn't buy a bottle. Something a bit woody as well, starting to come through. A bit resinous. I don't know what price these are. They're decent. They're well made in that. You know? They're not just like fudged together. Not just some like guy in his fucking basement or something making it in his bathtub. No, that's not for me. A little bit, a little bit resinous, a little bit zesty. I thought it might be elemy at first, but it's got that kind of frankincense, kind of dry, salty thing. But I think it's tuberose. Oh, nah. I preferred Eau de Nature to that. Okay. Excuse me. Next up we have, I think it's called Fundamental. In fact, it is called Fundamental. I think I've heard of this one before as well. I don't know who made it. I don't know what's in it. But we will see. Oh, God in heaven. Fucking hell, it's hot. It's like steamy hot. You know, it's not like a pleasant hot. And I have just had a hot drink, which people are like, oh, it cools you down. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. That's a myth. Surely it doesn't. Ooh. Instantly, I get this kind of... I don't know if you've ever drank the drink Schlur. It's kind of like a wine kind of vibe, like a floral berry. There's like an orange fruit in there somewhere. I don't know which one. Mandarin, fucking orange tangerine thing. Bergamot. Something a bit sweet. But I've got this kind of wine kind of thing going on. Like a Schlur. I don't know if you've ever had like elderberry Schlur. Or like sparkling Schlur. It's like a grape. It's like wine without the alcohol, basically. You know? It's got that kind of thing going on. Just the tiniest bit of animalicness. Just the tiniest. Just the tiniest. Just the tiniest hint of funk. Which I think you can get from wine sometimes. Well, that kind of sour offness. Like, not when it's turned to vinegar, that's not what I'm saying. It's fresh. It's creamy a little bit. In fact, it's creamy a lot. There'll be some kind of iris type thing in here. A sandalwood iris type thing. It's quite disturbing, that top. That top note of like wine, but without the alcohol. Schlur. It's nice. It's nice. Like, they're well made, they're not badly made. And they're interesting, you know? Very soft. Something a little bit sweet about it too, and I can't put my finger on what it is. Like a warm sweetness. Okay. Last up, my friends, we will go to Nuvolari, which I've heard about, but I don't know anything about, if that makes sense. I'm sorry. I've got this, I feel like I've got something on my throat that I want to... Nuvolari. Oh. That's interesting. It smells familiar. peppery again. Something dark. Dark and evil. Like an oud. It feels stretched out. It feels like there's like smoky, tarry, like tar, smoke, vetiver, oud, pepper. That is not good. That is like bottom heavy, you know. That is not going to yield until, excuse me whilst I hydrate. That's not going to yield for a long time. It's not going to give up its secrets, that. It's still got lightness though. And it's got a slight shittiness. And smoke and tar, you know. So I imagine this is an oud fragrance. I like that. I like that the most, if I'm being honest. I like that the most. Dark. Slightly metallic. It smells like it's got something in common with the Marc-Antoine Barrois. Like they've used a similar chemical to one of the perfumes that's in there. I quite like that. I like that one the most. Definitely. Okay. So, let's go back over. See what we think. Eau de Nature. Eau de Natura. I've got to get in touch with Brooke and find out how you pronounce that. That's got a little bit minty. Still green. A little bit. Something a little bit minty about it now, which is very pleasant. Actually, it adds a lot to the fragrance. That's much nicer now than it was when I first sprayed it. A lot less white floral. And I don't mean white floral as in like overly indolic, shitty, deathy jasmine sort of thing. I mean white floral as in like a gentle, soft, like I said, I think I said chamomile and narcissus. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Next up, Tambour Sacre. Just have to wet my finger there. That's rough. I don't like that. Don't like the pepper. I don't like the pepper in that. I don't like the spice in that. I don't like the tuberose. There's a salty tuberose in there. The benzoine's very apparent now. Tiny little bit of something fruity. Not a big fan. That one's quite nice. Fundamental. A little bit fresher now, a little bit more citric. There's more of that, like that kind of winey, floral, not boozy, like Schlur. You've got to drink elderberry Schlur. You'll know what I mean. Is it elderberry? Something. It's a little bit powdery. There's something a tiny little bit sweet and a tiny little bit animalic about it. And I mean a tiny bit, very, very subtle. That's nice. That is nice. And then Nuvolari. That, it's pleasant in a good way, because I sometimes use pleasant in a pejorative way, but that is pleasant in a good way, but it's if I was going to wear something that wanted to do what this does, I would go with Cuir by Mona d'Orio, like a smoky leather. This feels very modern to me. Like it smells like a modern niche perfume. It's got something of the Antoine Barrois about it. Marc-Antoine Barrois, I beg your pardon. It's good, and I would suggest you tried it. It's got a little bit of Marc-Antoine Barrois about it. It's got a bit of vetiver in there and some oud. But that is it. Okay. That has been my first impressions, blind, utterly blind, with no note lists, no anything, just what I smelled. This was at the behest of DJ, your friend and mine, who was adamant that I tried it this way. And so I have, and I hope he enjoys, and I hope you enjoyed it. I think I'm liking Timbre Sacre the most after that. No, I'm not. I think I'm liking Eau de Nature. That's come through really nice. Hay, meadow, floor, like, you know, soft grass. Nuvolari's quite interesting. I don't think I would buy any of these, but I'll smell them again. I might come back with another video, but this has been my first impressions on the House of Rubini. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.